You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Extreme Weight Loss After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Extreme Weight Loss After Show.
Noche, noche de rueguista, yo no soy soñadora, yo canto copita. Entonces, cariño,
Hey.
quiero contigo. A mí mi patadito quiere con cariño.
That's the Zumba for you.
Do I look like Charita? I think Charita did a little bit better than me. What do you think?
We need to be Zumba instructors. She really motivated me.
Yeah.
I'm ready now. We are here with AfterBuzz TV. We are going to be your host today. I am Morgan Martin.
I'm Jackie Powell.
And we are so excited to be talking about Extreme Weight Loss Episode 1.
Number 1.
So much good stuff going on. What did you think about the episode?
It was such an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, it was.
There was so much going on. In the first 5 minutes, I just didn't know how to feel. Like, I didn't know whether to cry, whether to smile. There was a lot, but I liked it. I liked it overall.
Yep, absolutely. So, of course, we had Charita, who I absolutely loved. The Zumba music was inspired by her. And I just love that she's a mom and she was a dancer. And, like, you could just really see that she just wanted to get her passion back for dancing.
Yeah, and I'm a dancer, too. I've been a dancer before, and I felt for her because I quit dancing when I got out of high school, and I want to get back into it. And for her, she just wants to do it.
She does.
So it was really nice to see that she got back out there and totally killed it. She totally killed it.
She really did. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think I would have freaked out when he came out and he was like, as your first challenge, you're going to learn a dance routine in 1 hour, and I need you to do it in front of all these people.
I felt really bad for her. She had to do it in front of everybody. Not only that, she had to take off her shirt. I was just like, oh, I felt for her, but I thought that was really awesome that he made her do that. Because it's like, you for so long when you're overweight, you hide yourself. And kind of like he said, like, you're not hiding anymore.
Right.
Take off your shirt and let's do a weigh-in. And I was like, oh.
She had some moves, though.
Yeah,
I was really impressed. I was like, I need to get in a Zumba class ASAP right now.
She was doing this whole. Yeah, she did good. She did really good. I was proud of her.
And I think because of that, I mean, from the moment she did that, I was like, she's going to kill it. She's going to hit her goal. She's so motivated.
Yeah.
You see, not only does she love dancing, but she loved to dance with her boys. And that was, like, for me, like, what I always look for, especially when you watching Extreme Weight Loss, you're like, are they going to make it? And for me, the people that make it are the ones who have, like, the biggest reason why they have to. And for her, it was her family.
And I think that's what we saw in this episode. She had a passion. She wanted to dance. She had that vision to really do it for her kids and her husband.
Yep.
And that's kind of why she stuck through to the end, unlike some other people we know.
Unlike Ty. Ty, if you're looking at me right now, disappointment.
Yeah, I really thought he was gonna go all the way to the end. I was a little upset about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was gonna be like the baseball comeback kid.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him. I was gonna come to your game, Ty. Wherever you were gonna play, I was gonna be there.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in how that kind of turned out. But at the same time, I don't know how I would have responded to that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of,
Tough.
you have one person that had something to look forward to and they made it, and then you have another one where it's like, he thought he was doing it for baseball, and it ended up being a fraud guy, so he didn't have the motivation.
That's very true.
So
I mean, but by the looks of it, I mean, he had like a killer arm. I mean, he was hitting home runs like nobody's business, which is so crazy. So it, it just made sense for him to, be able to have this dream of really living it out and being a baseball player. So when that's kind of taken away, or you don't think you can still do it.
my thing is, growing up for him, he had all these all these baseball leagues reaching out to him.
Yeah.
He was in the Hall of Fame at age 10.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that kind of spiraled out like that. Yeah. And then to have a second chance to, even if the guy was a fraud, who knows what would happen if he lost his weight and really pursued the whole thing.
Right.
So I was just a little disappointed because it's like, you have all this stuff that other people don't really have an opportunity for.
Yeah.
And you kind of just dropped the ball.
And then I kept
No
thinking,
pun
I'm like,
intended.
dude, you're about to be on a TV show where baseball scouts, everybody's going to see you. So maybe this one guy may not have been like your meal ticket to, which is why I think, honestly, I think it was kind of a meal ticket. He was after it for the money a little bit, you know? So even his drive was just like that one hint of like, this isn't going to work for me, and he was out. But I was like, people would have seen you. I know, I was like, man, if I had a baseball team, I'd sign you right now.
Right. I totally agree. But that was enough motivation for
It
him.
really wasn't.
That makes me really sad.
It does.
But it's okay. Let's just talk about Charita. She made it all the way through, and that's a positive note. So.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
And we have a lot to talk about with Maria. But before we like really deep dive in, because there's a lot of juicy stuff that happens in this episode, we want to toss it to Maria as she gives a little update on her new book that's out.
All right.
Hey guys, Maria Menounos here, and I want to share my newest book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, with you. Basically, every woman always stops me and asks me how I lost 40 pounds, so I decided to put it all in one book. Everything I did to lose 40 pounds step by step, and how you can too, is in here. I did it with no time, no money, and no willpower, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold, and it's out June 3rd. So I hope you guys love it. I hope it helps you in your weight loss journey, and please, please tweet me and update me on your progress at Maria Menounos. Thanks.
I'm kind of curious. Maria lost all this weight. I wonder how her reaction would be with Chris, how them two would be together.
You know, I think Chris, Maria, and Heidi would be a good little fitness team. Speaking of Heidi, I have to shout out to Heidi because she is preggers, but man, she was working it out.
She was dancing.
She made
and
me
getting
feel
it.
really bad about myself. The fact that she could Zumba dance, she's working out, lifting, all these great things.
Yeah, what's our excuse, you know? We're not pregnant.
We don't have, thank you for the motivation, Heidi. We really appreciate it. You know what? I'm going to send Maria Menounos' book to Ty. Maybe that'll motivate him.
Maybe.
I just feel for him, you know?
Yeah.
And I think for me, what was so heartbreaking is just that, you know, he tried to come back. I had hope when he came back and he called them and he was like, you know what? You know, I think I want to give it a second chance. And I sat there and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And then they were going to open up their home for him. They were going to open up their home. They said, all you have to do is just stick with us. And he was like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's crazy. For what happened was basically Ty was a baseball player. And this man said, if you lose the weight, Ty, you have a signed contract by a baseball league. So Ty's expectations were like, you know what, I'm going to lose all this weight because if I do, I have this guaranteed meal ticket, I'll be in the league. So he's working out and he's doing really good. He starts losing a lot of weight and he looks great.
He did. He looked really good.
But then Chris meets with this guy. His name is Brian. He's the one that is the Arizona scout. And he tells Chris, like, yeah, you know, all Ty needs to do is lose this weight and I could bring him to Arizona. I'll train him. And he's lifting it up and Ty's in the room and he's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You saw
I'm ready.
his eyes like light up.
But then what happened is that Chris found out that this guy, Brian, that is the Arizona scout, is a fraud. And everything that he said was not true. So after that happened, Ty was like, forget about it. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. What? Yeah. So that's exactly what happened. And I feel for him because for me, if I were working out and I thought that I was going to get this big meal ticket and then all of a sudden it was fake and this is what I was doing all my hard work for and ended up being not true, I mean, I don't know how I would really respond. But that's basically what happened. And I was devastated. I was like, no, how dare you? And Brian looked evil. Didn't you think he looked evil sitting there in that chair? looks super evil.
He did. But when he came back, I just knew. I was like, come on. I was like, this is it. They literally, like, were going to lay everything out for him. I mean, Heidi even said that he was, he doesn't even see, I think what's so heartbreaking, he doesn't even see his potential. And I think that's what kind of crushed it.
Yeah, so Ty didn't make it, guys. He quit. He even had a second opportunity to come back, or he called them and was like, hey, kind of want to do it, but they're like, you have to do it here. He's like, I don't want to do it here. I want to do it at home. So then that was just it. How do you guys feel about that? I feel really upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, but it is what it is, you know?
But who I'm not upset about is our girl Charita.
Charita.
Hey, Charita.
Charita.
I just like her name, Charita.
She looked awesome, and
Yes,
she really made a huge transformation.
My favorite turning point moment for her was even after boot camp when she came home and she went into her church family and she already looked like a rock star.
Yeah, she looked
after
really
the
good.
first 3 months. I mean, even though I know her goal was 85 pounds and she only made it to 75. It's so funny because after they weigh in, they're like, oh, I only lost 75 pounds. And I'm thinking, what? 75 pounds?
right.
That's amazing.
But they're seeing each other every day, and
Yeah.
or seeing themselves every day, and I don't think they really see the transformation like we do. Like, we see, you know, it happen really fast, and she lost a lot of weight. She's like, oh, I only lost 75 pounds, but she looked really good.
Yeah, she did. And just having, like, when she walked out on that stage with those bright lights and her husband was like, hey, wifey. You could just see already. And her son, they just lit up. And so I think that from day one, and because she had the support of so many people, it was almost like she couldn't fail.
Yeah, but let's go back to that about her opening up to her parents about something so serious.
Yeah.
So the whole reason why she gained weight in the first place is she said it was her abortion, that she had been hiding it from her parents for a really long time, and it kind of attributed to her gaining weight.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really brave of her to sit down after first in front of a bunch of people taking her clothes off and having to show everybody her body, and then not even that, doing something as brave as telling her parents for the first time that she had
national television.
Yeah, that she had an abortion. That was brave of her.
But I think what's so great about that is it just showed her vulnerability and her openness to be like, I'm just ready to just let it all out. You know, part of even her weight she talked about was, you know, was hiding and trying to be this perfect, you know, growing up in a Christian household, but feeling like restricted, that you just couldn't, you know, be honest with things that you're going through. And so I think for me, I think it inspired so many people to be like, you know, you just got to be who you are and be honest about it. And I just loved her, like, look, this is what it is. And just even seeing that, like, you know, obviously her parents were, you know, disappointed, but that's still their daughter.
Yeah. I was nervous at first because with the preview, they kind of just showed the clip of her mom being like, we're a Christian household and we don't get rid of our babies. So I was kind of nervous of how her mom was going to react, but I was surprised. She was very loving about it, and
Grace and mercy.
yeah, grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy. No, but I think from there, I think that for me was even the turning point of her just being like, it's all out there. I have nothing to lose. And she was just like, she reminded me of like Rocky climbing those stairs.
Oh yeah, in Colorado, y'all. That here in Los Angeles, we have a place called Runyon Canyon or Santa Monica Stairs, and they're only like 3 flights of stairs, and I die doing that. I saw her going up that long. What did they say? 2,000 feet? I don't know, but she killed it.
She did.
Those stairs looked dangerous.
Yeah.
They looked extremely dangerous.
But she made it.
She made it.
Because she's a fighter.
Our girl Charita, she just. We love her. I really loved her.
You know, one of my favorite Charita moments is when, you know, she's working out with Chris and she's holding that bar.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris goes, how long do you think you're going to keep holding this up? This is what you've been doing your whole life, like holding everybody up.
Yeah.
Just, it's getting heavier. It's getting heavier. Like, how long do you think you're going to be able to just keep holding this bar up by yourself with no help?
In that moment when she did drop it, he was like, you can't do it forever. You can't hold everybody up forever. That was a really powerful moment.
It was.
Chris always has the right things to say, right?
All right,
Or
Chris.
let's go back to Ty though. Speaking of that motivating, when Ty had opened up and expressed like his mom called him a I don't want to really say it, but like a fat pig, pretty much.
Yeah.
And she was an alcoholic, and that's something that he struggled with. But when they were working out, he was like, "What did your mom say to you? What did your mom say to you?" And he was like, "Called me a fat pig. You know, she called me a fat pig." And he was like pushing the weight and motivated him with that. So I like how Chris uses things that bring people down, but in a positive way to motivate them and push them. So
I think it just shows that like no matter what you've gone through, no matter what things have happened in your life, who has said what, you can always somehow flip it and use it as motivation to do bigger and better things. Or in this case, lose an extreme amount of weight.
Yes. How much did she lose? She lost altogether
150 pounds.
Yeah.
She went from 310 to 160 pounds.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely incredible. And she was so motivated all the whole way. And you know, I know Chris was saying it was a little disappointing, especially this being like the first one of the season where, you know, along the way she was a little short of her goals pretty much the whole way, but she was like, but I loved even when they told her she didn't hit it, it wasn't like she didn't take it as a downer. She was like, okay, what do I need to do to make it better? What do I need to do to up it to the next level? And every time you saw her do that, 125%.
And she looked awesome.
And she looked amazing.
So how much did Ty lose?
Ty, well, when he came back, he actually gained. He said when he left the show and then he came back a month later.
Yeah.
And in a month, he gained 40 pounds.
That's terrible. I really was rooting for you, Ty. Come on, Ty. But it's okay.
You can still come back.
I honestly, even though my prediction for Ty, even though throughout the show he was a quitter, I want to say that there's a fairy tale at the end. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for him, thinking that maybe once he sees himself on television, that he might motivate himself to get back to it. I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe they'll have in season 2, they'll bring Ty back.
Okay.
Ty will come back and he'll be like, this time I'm ready. And they'll bring him in.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. I still have hope for Ty.
Yeah. I think that he's very talented as far as baseball goes. So I'm hoping that he doesn't let that go and he gets it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Charita, I think she's going to keep going. And
yeah, Charita, she's gonna keep going, absolutely. And I think even once they got to the end, and she was so close, and she hit her goal, and because her whole motivation was getting the skin surgery, because of course, you know, losing that much weight, you know, you have all the excess skin, and you could see her. She was like, I don't care what I'm gonna do. I have to get the surgery. She hit the goal weight. She went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, nope, not yet.
Yeah.
But even then, even she could have been so devastated of like, man, I have to do more work. And you could see she was slightly, you know, she was a little down by it, but that instantly clicked over and was like, we've been working too hard. Gotta turn this around. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to finish this all the way to the end.
yeah, and that surgery is really important because when you lose a lot of weight like that, I mean, that's one part. You get confidence because you do lose the weight, but then you do have all that skin and you want to, you know, trim it. So I understand what she wanted to do. I'm glad that she continued and went on.
Yeah, she did. And I'm sure, you know, I'm sure she's not only just going to continue on, but now that she's a Zumba certified instructor, we got to find her so we can take her class. We're practicing your moves right here in the studio. So if you want to come and teach us some Zumba moves, we are so ready.
Yes, please teach us those moves because I need to work out too. Okay? I need to lose, maybe like 10, 15 pounds and I'll be happy. Charita, show me your ways. Zumba style.
Zumba
style.
So honestly, I think more than anything, I think not only is her weight probably amazing, but she is just inspiring so many people in her hometown to just get in shape and be healthy and do it in a fun way like Zumba and just teaching so many people. She's going to continue.
How do you think people are going to react to Ty? I mean, I think that's a given, but do you think they're going to feel bad for him or do you think they won't feel bad for him?
I just think he needs a support system.
But he has his dad. His dad supports him. His dad's very supportive of him.
It's true.
Maybe just his mom and how that went down, he needs more.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe his mom seeing the show. It's really embarrassing, one, that he says that
That's
she's...
the first time in show history.
What?
Quitting.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty... yeah.
But that's why he's going to make a comeback. Ty, you're going to make a comeback. I believe in you. Season 2, it's about you.
That's that's a lot of pressure right there, being the one and only person that quit the show.
But then he can be the one and only person that came back.
Ooh, big
I
comeback.
think positive. I'm on the positive note for you, Ty. I am.
Well, I hope so. I really do hope so, because he has a lot going for him. And I honestly think if he does lose the weight, that a baseball league might pick him up.
I think so.
Why not? You saw how he was hitting that ball. Clack, clack, clack. Making that noise. So I'm thinking if he does come back, that he will get signed. I'm speaking into the universe.
Absolutely.
He will get signed to a baseball league.
Ty, we believe in you.
Yes, we believe in you, Ty. So come back and don't be a quitter. Yeah. So let's talk about what's going to happen next time.
Next time, Mom and
now,
Son.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen on the next show?
I'm excited. I love duos. Like, I love teams. Like, mom and son. I think they're going to... I think they actually already seem like hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're going to take us on a fun journey. I'm just always hesitant when two come together, because it can either be a really great thing where they're going to keep each other on track, or one could bring the other down. Mom seems a little more like she's a little more excited about it than he is. So I
And
don't
what
know.
if he has fits? You know what I mean? Little kids have fits and argue with their parents all the time. You're trying to worry about yourself and get it together, and you have your son over here complaining. I don't know.
No, I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna hit it
Yeah.
out the park. But come on,
No,
Ty. I'm still rooting for you, even in predictions of other people. But so I think it'll be good.
And what about Chris? What kind of techniques is he going to show us this time?
Chris, well, you know, I wish Chris. I know Heidi. You know, she's got the pregnant thing, but they're such a good team together. But I think Chris. What I love about him is he knows how to get into, like, the hearts of the people, to
Right.
really find, like, that motivating factor. And I think if he can hit, like, the dynamic of the mom and the son and just really nail that, he's gonna get it.
And you know what's really important about families and a mom and a son? Who's responsible for that weight? Does that make sense? As far as who's feeding the kid, is it the kid's responsibility? I wonder if he's going to bring that up and how that's going to feel for a mom, him telling her, hey, your son's overweight and that's your fault. Because I think initially that's, you know, the parents' fault when a kid's overweight. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it just depends. But I'm excited because I think they're gonna really bring it. I think Chris is gonna really have to get in there because of the relationship. So it's going to be a juicy episode.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see more transformations. I love the stories of just like people being triumphant and not quitting. So I'm really excited just to see people follow through and more transformations.
So next time, we are so excited. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Tune in next week for episode 2 of Extreme Weight Loss. And of course, make sure you check us out on Twitter, Instagram, all those wonderful great things. We've had so much fun hanging out with you. I am Morgan Martin.
And I'm Jackie Powell. See you guys later.
And buzz
Buzz
you
you
later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz
The views
TV.
expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.